Welcome back to another episode of The Raw Truth, and I am your host, DX Bad Boy. I promised you that I would do a child support video today, and I'm a man of my word. Sorry I didn't give you a time, but I wasn't quite sure when. It's now 10:32, so that's basically the time. I'm going to have to go back, and I'll have to let you in a little deeper than you guys either want to go, or maybe I should let you go thus far. I'm not going to tell you anyway. I'll have to go back a little over 11 years. Now, me and my son's mother had a rough start to begin with after our separation 12 years ago. And we were never married. The separation is when we were apart from one another. Because I don't know what else to call it. It wasn't supposed to be a breakup, but it was. We were supposed to work things out, but she never wanted to and never tried. You know, good stuff. So, we'll say we were separate. I did my best to give her diapers, money if I could. I tried not to give her any money to begin with, like actual cash, because I didn't trust her. I believe she was going to spend it on herself, not our child. So I would supply diapers and formula. However she needed the help, I'd buy the thing, and give her the money for it. So she moved back to South Jersey. I stayed in New York at the time. We ended up going to court. Long story short, she told the judge I didn't give her any money, I never helped, I abandoned her, blah blah blah. So the judge slapped me with 6 months or more of arrears, which automatically brought me up to almost $8,000, because his determination of what I made per week was $600, even though I only made $3. But if I worked a full 5 days, I'd make $6. So therefore, he chalked on $107 a week plus $10 in arrears. So $127 or $117 altogether per week. And I had to pay every week. There was no paying in 1 month or paying every 2 weeks. Like, I was treated like I wasn't shit. Like, I automatically was guilty and not trusted him at all. But this is both our first child, not just mine, not just hers. But she was treated like a long-term mother. Like, she knows everything she needs to do. Like, I don't even know how to explain it, but she was treated like she's been a parent forever, and I'm an undisciplined father who had the sex but didn't want the punishment of being a father, which is total bullshit. But we're not going to go into there, but that's how I was treated. So he chalked it up to $107. Now, I made more money in my 3 days of work than she made the whole week she worked. But the job only came for 3 days. There wasn't a 6-day, there wasn't a 5-day, there wasn't a 4-day. There was no overtime. I was a garbage thrower. That's the way to put it. I sat in the back of the garbage truck and I threw garbage in midair. Did that for long enough to know the ropes. But there was only a 3-day tour. There was no other openings. The truck was a team. So I had 3 days. The other garbage thrower had 4. Couldn't take them from him. It wasn't a competition. He had seniority, so he got it. Anyway, so the judge chalked on and said 5 days, even though there is no 5-day job. You should have got a second job, he said. Then how am I supposed to take care of the child? If I'm working 2 jobs, how am I supposed to spend any time with my son? Especially as him and his mother, when she left, moved an hour and a half away from me. That's one way. How was I supposed to be there? If I was working 2 jobs just to make the amount of money you think I should, not the amount of money he may need or may not need. He was an infant. He barely needed any money except for medical. I mean, it's a liquid diet. So it's not like I have to buy chicken and roast it. He was a child. He took a liquid diet. The only thing I really had to pay for is diapers. He wore a onesie, for Christ's sake. So in his birth and up until he was like 3 years old, he wasn't expensive, except for medical. Anyway, so the judge said I should have had 2 jobs because he was siding with the woman. And I'm not even being sexist. In the state of New Jersey, up until 1986, fathers had no rights to their children, but still had to pay child support. So I'm not being sexist, it's a fact. In 1986, they decided, oh wait, the child needs both parents. So that's not my doing or even my judgment, it's just a fact. They sided with the mother. So she cried, oh, the single mother, they were there for me. Which is bullshit. From day one I was there, to day now. 12 years almost later. I'm never going to leave my son. You're going to have to take me into a grave to get me from my son. But we're not going to go there. But where we are going to go, so we'll get past my son's mother and my beef with her back then. We'll just go to the way it works. So, no matter what, I'm now strapped with $8,000 in arrears that shouldn't be there. Now I'm down to $6,000 and change in arrears. Almost 12 years later. They literally don't care. They don't take the money like they're supposed to. They don't organize it properly. The organization of the probation office to take the child support money and put it where it's supposed to go is just cockeyed. So I'm still cracking away at it. I feel like I'm on a 2-hour tour. And I was told if I miss 2 payments, they're locking me up. Whether they do it or not, to have that fear of the father trying to be a father and a man trying to take care of his child, that's like trying to swallow a hot knife that's dull. I don't even know how to describe the pain and suffering I've been going through for the last 11, going on 12 years of dealing with this bullshit. But I still don't go nowhere. I still take care of my son. I still buy him clothes, buy him food, buy him a bed, buy him toys, buy him gifts. I find a way to make it work. But it's a struggle and a half. For no reason. I can even show you guys the instructions my son's mother left with me. Now, I'm 10 years older than this child. Woman. I'm 10 years older than her. And she's telling me how to raise a child, how to feed him, how to wipe his ass. Are you fucking kidding me? This is your first child too. What the fuck do you know? Now, unfortunately, nobody took that into consideration, that it's also her first child. So we were both technically inexperienced. Now, I've taken care of other people's children, fed them, clothed them, put them in the shower, watched them, helped raise them, helped make decisions because I was asked to. And I said, more the merrier. So, yeah, I got more experience than she does. But I still didn't say I'm smarter, faster, younger, none of that. I didn't try to use my knowledge against her. But she tried to act like she was. So everybody bought into it. But anyway, I digress. I can rant about this all day. And yes, it does sound like I'm harboring it, but it's still ongoing. It's not like it's over. I still got issues. Still got drama between me and her now and again. Because she thinks she's smarter than I am. She's 10 years younger than me. And she lived in a sheltered life. I grew up on the streets in New York City. Yeah, I got better common sense than you. But we're not going to go there. And if she ever sees this video, I'll never hear the end of it. War will begin. Do I care? No. Because I'm telling the truth. And I have a million people, exaggeration on the part, to back it up. That watched this go on. Seen it. Heard it from me, heard it from her. So I'm not just making this up as I go along because I'm mad at her. I'm mad at her because she still acts like none of this has happened in the past. I was all my doing. Oh, okay. I know a man, it's supposed to be always my fault, but that's ridiculous. So, now it's been incurring, and just adding up. Trying to get rid of that money is like trying to get rid of a plague. Do I regret it? No. Do I wish I would have done something different in court? Definitely. Because what had happened was, sorry, I've been in South Jersey too long, starting to lose my Bronx. So what had happened was, me and her agreed that we were going to drop all this and work things out. So we weren't going to go to court, and they were going to dismiss the child support altogether. We didn't show up. Well, since I was inexperienced with dealing with family court, those douches sent someone from social services in her place. But she claims she didn't know. But I'm not stupid. You knew. I should have known because she was fighting me in court from Jersey. So she couldn't be in the courtroom. So they send somebody from the state to take care of the child's needs. The fuck out of here. Take care of your own damn needs. It was nothing to do with my child because you didn't know what my child needed. Tell me what my child needed. Anyway, I digress. So, since I was inexperienced, I'll make that mistake again, I didn't go to court. Neither did she. Someone went in her stead, and I got hammered. So I wasn't even there or able to make an argument. And I was told I was incapable of making an appeal since I didn't show up. And I mean, long down the road, I found out that was a lie. You are allowed to miss court. They'll sit there and reschedule it because I think it's 2 appearances you have to miss before they judge against you when it comes to family court. But again, I was inexperienced. I wasn't taking people to court. I mean, it just wasn't my thing. If I had beef with you, I'll see you in after school type shit. This was different. This is about my son and my family. So it was all court. So there's no overturning it, no paying it off in any near future, unless I start paying larger sums of money. But even when I did that, I've been paying $300 a week sometimes, and you don't even see a chunk missing. I'm like, what? So what the hell am I doing this for? It gets very defeating. But I'll take the fight for my son. I mean, after all, it's only money. That's so hard to say. It's not even about the money. It's about the money being wasted. Because I'm 100% certain it's not going for what it's supposed to and where it's supposed to. And according to the judge, that's not up to me. That's not up to him. She has needs that have to be met so she can do her job as a mother. I understand that. That's not my responsibility. That's hers. My responsibility to my child at her house is food, clothes, maybe a toy. Her rent, her cell phone, not my responsibility. She's not paying mine. Why am I paying hers? But, you know, for many years I fought with that. Tried everything in my heart to just swallow it. And then it came to one thing. You know what? What does it matter? No matter how angry I get, no matter how true I'm telling you, don't change a damn thing. It isn't going to make the money go away. It isn't going to make her use it for the way she's supposed to. It's not going to make her give it back. I mean, with the stimulus money that came in, sent her $1,200. Did she say, here, $600 for you because I know you need it too? For our child? For my rent? For my food? Fuck no. She kept it. Did you think she thought for a second what I might need for our child? No. She don't care. That was just money in her pocket. I'm sorry. I still give her money. I don't do it much often now because she doesn't ask for it. But on top of child support, she would come to me now and again, needing $20 or $10, and sometimes case more, for food, gas, car payment. Never did I tell her no unless I didn't have the money. And no, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but at the end of the day, you gotta believe it's going for the right reason, even if you know better. Because all you're gonna do is stress yourself out, hate yourself, hate her, hate them, and in some cases, look at your child almost spitefully. If I didn't conceive you, I wouldn't be going through this. If you did this, if I did this, and if it is, then what's the point? To be full of anger and hate over something that's out of your control anyway. For that, you got two choices. One, do what I do. It is what it is. Just gotta do the best to live through it. And so, there's an old saying that goes along with this. I don't have to prove I'm right to be right. I'm right no matter what I do. If I'm right, I do. I'll quote that specifically. Because the truth is, I don't have to argue with you to prove my point. To make my point be real or true. That is irrelevant. So, there's a lot of things there was no point arguing with her about. Because for what? So I let it go. And you could hear her attempts to poke me. And I would fall for it. So bad. And it wasn't her skill. Fuck her and her skill she thinks she has. The truth of the matter is, I was already in rip your head off mode to begin with because of how I felt about her in the situation. So it wouldn't take much to poke me with a prick and make me angry. Like my brain was looking for a reason to snap her neck like a twig. And I used to fight with her on a regular basis, always arguing on the phone, always going like, you would have thought we were in a verbal boxing match, bobbing and weaving and punching and swinging. And then I said, what am I doing? Am I getting anything off my chest for a reason? Nope. Nothing ever changed. For many years we went on like that and nothing ever changed. Then I said, you know what? When you see her pull out the little pricker, just let her poke you. Walk away. Yeah, hug. Like you would a wife. Yes, hon. Yes, hon. Essentially, that's all I had to do. Do you know the level of stress that I don't recall anymore? Because it's gone. Like a fart in the wind. Now, does that mean anything's changed in the situation? No, not at all. I mean, I got child support lowered many years ago, but the situation doesn't change. She doesn't want to take it out of probation. And I pay her directly, so she gets the money faster. She doesn't want to cut the child support in half because I had him most of the time. I had her more than him. Excuse me, distract that. I had him more than her, and she still didn't want to stop the child support, change it, cut it. And the problem is, I know some of you are going to tell me, take it to court. That would be pointless. And I'll tell you why. There was no court order about the agreement or the arrangement. So if I would have taken her to court, what do you think she's going to do? Exactly what she did do. She changed the arrangement back to what the original court order stated. So my argument was for nothing. So sometimes you got to do what the old saying is, pick one for the team, and that team is my son. So I've been taking it like a trope. But I need someone to send me Vaseline because I'm running out. But you know what? My son knows what I'm about. And he sees what what goes on. He's seen what she's done, what I've done. She hasn't done what I haven't done. And you know what? At the end of the day, he's the only one that matters. So as long as he is pleased or happy or proud of what I've done with and for him, the rest I'll just take it on the chin, turn the other cheek. At least for the most part. I mean, it's a little hard when she calls me a child abuser. That's real difficult, and we're not even going to go into the other things she accused me of. Unfounded, as usual. Anything to try to make me look like shit. But, you know what they say? You only project onto other people what you are. But we're not going to go there, are we? So, at this point, the situation still boils into my skin thinking about all I've been through and all my son has been through. But the approach I've taken the last couple of years, I sleep at night so much better than I ever did prior. Of course, in the very beginning, I was always afraid she would continue to try and take it away from me, which is all she did the entire first 4 or 5 years of his life. All she tried to do was take it from me. Legitimately, on paper, telling the judge I did this, telling the judge I didn't do that. I got a piece of paper over here where it tells you she flat out accused me of feeding my child for 8 hours. As a baby, mind you. And as a grown kid who can survive without eating, pudgy little boy, without eating once. Didn't change his clothes, didn't bathe him, like anything you could have thought of that I was supposed to do for this child as a baby during one of my visits. She called the cops and claimed I did the opposite of all of them. Had the cops banging on my door because me and my son slept and she couldn't get a hold of us. Instead of her coming knocking on the door, she sent the cops. So they're pounding on the door, lights flashing in the window. Oh, she said she couldn't get a hold of you. Wanted to make sure this, that, third, can we come in? Can we check out this? Can we check out that? I don't really care. By all means, come on in. Because the more you see and seeing there's nothing there, the more you turn around, put in that report, and walk the fuck away. I know everybody was going to give you the argument. Civil rights. Yeah, I have a right to protect myself and my child. And the best way to protect yourself if you're innocent is to drop down your rights and wait for the loom. Plain and simple. Because when they walk in the door and they find nothing, they have to walk the fuck away. And that's exactly what they did. They walked into the motel room, checked things out, checked the baby, want to see if anything's wrong with him, all this other horse shit. Made me feel like a fucking hard criminal. They couldn't find anything wrong with it. Or anything wrong with my room. Anything wrong with this. Nothing was wrong. So they had to walk the hell away. Then the next day I get a phone call from the police telling me, oh, she claimed you didn't feed him. Claimed you didn't wipe him. I fed him. I don't have to feed him the food she gave me. I can feed him anything I want. And my boy is my boy. All he wanted was pizza. So I fed him pizza because he didn't want the food that she left. He wanted pizza with Daddy. That's what I did. So the cops, you can see the report, the cops even state they examined the child. He was healthy as can be. Wasn't dehydrated, wasn't hungry. They changed his clothes. There was no reason to, but they changed. This is what he put in the report. They changed his clothes. And they gave him a snack. Oh, if he's starving and I didn't feed him, why are you only giving him a snack? Because he wasn't hungry because I fed him. So, you know, I've been dealing with a lot. And I let all that go. Because there's no point. And I know it sounds like I didn't, but what I mean with the rest of my life, I let it go. Like, I don't fight with her like I used to, unless it's something serious. Or as a serious accusation, for no fucking reason. Meaning there's no evidence to the reasoning of her insanity. Unless there's some hardcore thing where they're gonna, now I got a probe where I don't want it, then we're gonna fight. Because you shouldn't be sending probes to me, because you don't want me to send a probe to you. That's all I'm saying. So if I can't send one to you, don't send one to me. Unless you got proof, evidence, something. Not just, I want to fuck him over. Get them, boys. That don't work for me. But we're not going to go there. Let's leave it alone. Anywho, but I digress. At this point in the situation, the money is still a problem, but the relationship between me and his mother are on smooth but rocky terms. Think about a surface that's full of little divots like a golf ball. It's nice and smooth for the most part. It's got little divots now and again that you gotta go through. And that's our relationship. Sometimes those divots are bigger than others. But the best thing you can do when it comes to child support is fight, fight, fight. Don't just let the mother or the courts decide without some argument. And never, I repeat, never miss a day of court. Never. Even if it's closed. During COVID, I went down to the court because it was a court date. I still showed up with the courtroom closed and the building closed. Fuck that. I showed up at the building and I was on the phone with them like, don't worry, we'll send you a new date. Psst, going home. I showed up at the damn building. Me, man. Me. Fuck that. But I'm going to digress. Please leave comments. Apparently nobody has anything to say but me. And apparently nobody knows how to like. Nobody knows how to become a subscriber. I need all the help I can get. Please help. I hate to beg. I would get on my knees, but my knees is cold and I'm hurting. By all means, please leave a comment. I want to have the dialogue so bad I can taste it. I'm tired of talking to a microphone without anybody there. And talking to an 11-year-old. That includes my father. Please comment. I don't care if you got something bad to say that I'm a moron. This, that. Peace.